What non-sexual fantasies do you have? Having a home theater. The kind that actually look like mini movie theaters and are only found in multi-million-dollar homes. For some reason, I think about it a lot. It would just be sick to invite loved ones over to watch our favorite movies and fool around, as if we were in an actual theater. Right now it's just loading my truck up and disappearing into the woods for a week. 8 hours of sleep. Savings. No debt. Being able to retire one day. Have that perfect day by doing a bunch of different things with someone I can connect with on a deep level. Strolling into the Vatican archives whenever I please to read whatever I want. Building a small machine shop in my backyard. Mill, lathe, welders, and an abundance of random steel I'll never get rid of. Having a super charismatic personality. A bathtub that is deep enough the water covers my boobs and me knees and is long enough I can lay flat on the bottom. Turns out my husband's death was a terrible accounting mistake by the hospital and he just comes home one day after his amnesia clears. I desperately want to have a family and have all my childhood's friends be their uncles and aunties. Just us in the same city or town. I'm an immigrant to the UK from Hong Kong. And even though English is my first language, all my friends are spread over 3 continents, and I worry that my children will not understand my culture. I do not want to be that weird dad, and I miss my friends. Being able to lose weight without even trying. Holding hands and cuddling with someone. Actually having my life together. I'm a fucking mess. Being able to fly, not in a plane, just me. A day where I don't have to do anything. No laundry, no work, don't have to mow the yard or do dishes, etc. Food will be delivered. I can just lay on the couch, browse Reddit and Twitter, and just enjoy the silence. Pause the time, and have few hours more for my job, assignment, sleep etc etc. Someone hugging me. A TV with time travel capabilities. For example, I'd like to go 20 years into the future and watch the Super Bowl with no knowledge of what happened in between the present and that game. I just think it'd be cool to have my mind blown by everything that has changed. My book. It's a fantasy I'm writing. Should be out before Winds of Winter. Maybe. A beautiful garden, growing my own fruit and veg, keeping chickens for eggs, and being as self-sustainable as possible. Being able to walk from my doorstep to the beach, to watch the sunset with someone I love. Just nature and peace to be honest. Holding hands. I'd really like to own my own home. With prices the way they are where I live, who knows if I'll get there without moving a good ways away. A beautiful sunlit art studio and someone to be creative in it with. Sometimes when I'm out in the woods I'm really tempted to get as lost as I can, or when I'm driving to just keep going. Not because I hate my life, but because if I could start over somewhere where no one knew me I would. I frequently fantasize about time travel. I legitimately have an obsession with the concepts of time travel and time travel in fiction. I have a system in my head that I've never shared with anybody, so that if I ever need to converse with my past self we will both know what to say, so that he believes me and that it's not a prank. I frequently fantasize about interrupting the moment my parents meet. My dad picks my mom up in his taxi cab. He didn't treat her great. They stayed together for too long. Just because they had me. I'm emotionally stunted and broken because of things he did. I frequently dream about blocking their meet so that my mum could maybe have a better life. Honestly, just to have a boyfriend. Like, yeah, that includes sexual fantasies, but I also really want the non-sexual too. Cuddling, holding hands, playing video games together, and laughing our asses off. Making out, hugs, late night drives in the dark, going to parties with friends, taking ridiculous selfies with Snapchat filters, moving in together. Just, I want a boyfriend. Being a skilled assassin. Drinks and baths. Whenever school is stressful, I imagine myself drinking a slushy strawberry margarita in my bathtub. Have the money to be happy. Want a bunny? Sure, just gotta buy one. A big dog that needs plenty of roaming room. Heard there was some land for sale over that a ways. Delicious food. Absolutely, here's your check. Having my own house and running a cat rescue. Ewan McGregor. Just wanna have a beer with him. A perfectly crunchy, melted, grilled motherfucking cheese. Moving out of my parents' house and having my own place. I fantasize about owning a nice 2-story house with an unfinished basement. Room enough that my kids have their own rooms, I can have my own workstation, and our dining table isn't in the kitchen. But not too big, because I'm realistic about how much work it takes to keep things clean. Living debt-free and owning a house outright. Spooning and cuddling. Guys need love too. As a teen, I had this weird fantasy of waking up one morning as a little kid, like 4 or 5, but with my teenage intelligence, I'd be able to love a much more competent life later on, and wow the socks off my family and teachers earlier on. Now my fantasy is just to figure out what freaking job I actually want to do, so I can leave my modestly well-paying job that is burning me out really fast. Getting an apprenticeship for tattooing. It's my dream job, and the day I get told I'll be taken on and trained will be a wonderful and very happy day for me. To not have mental illness. Bipolar depression and anxiety have taken so much from me. I have the scars to prove it. I hope I survive it. We host exchange students. My fantasy is to have all my BO and borrowed kids home for a Christmas. I want to travel around either Europe or America when this virus is over. I want to jump onto a freight train and go wherever the tracks lead me. I want to pick up a language I only use for a week before ending up in a new country. I want to live. High-speed car chase. Stopping a mass shooter with a front kick. Some dude pulling up to me in a Lamborghini and tossing the keys to me along with the title in my name and going, "Here bro, you need this more than I do." Saving up enough money where I can live off a passive income of investments. Having a wife, a few kids, a dog and a house and place I love. Having a man cave in said house where I can enjoy myself, express my interests, and not lose my identity once I have a family and become a father. Getting really tiny, not losing weight, literally shrinking to like an inch tall, and chilling at fairy size, either in whatever building I'm in, or in a natural environment nearby that seems easily exploitable, if you don't need a ton of resources. Having enough money to not give a fuck. Moving to New England, buying a house with a big yard, rescuing lots of dogs, and becoming an author. I'd like to see a day in the United States that we actually look out for everyone and stop blaming people for their own misfortune. You know that scene in the new Batman trailer where Batman beats the shit out of a bad guy for like 2 minutes straight. Cuddling with my future wife in front of a fire on a cold winter evening, the only sounds being the rain outside of our window and our cat being adorable whilst we just lie in each other's love and warmth. If you liked this video, smash the like button and subscribe for daily dose of Reddit. Have fun and get reddited.